All right, everybody. Welcome to Hit Rewind. This episode, we're going to be discussing two crime caper heist movies starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, The Lookout and Greedy People. I'm Michael, and Mindy's on the other side.
Hi.
That was so enthusiastic. It's radio, Mindy.
No, I'm so excited to talk about my boyfriend, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. No, seriously, I love him so very much.
It's funny. Most of the world was introduced, of course, with Angels in the Outfield, and I think the general public, watched him grow up on Third Rock from the Sun, and it feels like he was a little stuck. And then he did, I want to say it was around what, 2003? He did, oh damn, it's that movie with Greg Araki where he's in the mental hospital. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like that.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember, but what do you mean stuck? I mean, I think that he, in like 1999, 10 Things I Hate About You came out, he got, more, I think that everyone else who didn't know who he was now knew who he was.
Maybe. I guess, well, it wasn't that big of a hit. I mean, if you look at the audience that Third Rock from the Sun was getting, if you count that out to viewers based on box office tickets, more people are still watching Third Rock from the Sun. But what I want to say is that he finally broke out of being that kind of WB, CW, whatever you want to call it, actor, and he became like
the whole teen thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he still played a teenager in the next two movies, like Brick and stuff like that. But all of a sudden, like, the guys that are in Hollywood that are casting you for the up-and-coming important movies are now looking at you, taking you seriously, instead of just a flavor of the month like James Van Der Beek.
Yeah, he was doing obvious teen stuff, but then he was doing not so obvious teen stuff, I mean, he dabbled in Disney with Treasure Planet. He then did a lot of small movies, independent films, Latter Days, Mysterious Skin, which is really it's really good, but it's incredibly disturbing, which I think is really how people maybe saw that he was capable of a lot more. Right after that was Brick. And then, all kinds of random stuff. Havoc, which is also pretty disturbing in my opinion. Stop Loss.
Yeah.
He was kind of doing all kinds of stuff.
The Lookout feels to me like his first full-on adult role. There's only a hint. It's like there's just a little hint of his high school years because they have to show the tragedy that led to his state, his condition. In this, and it really felt like this is a movie that should have been bigger. I think it's the best movie of 2007. I told everybody I could that was my choice during this time period. I wanted people to see this, and written and directed by Scott Frank, mostly known as a writer like of Out of Sight, and I think he did the Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Kind of just one of those go-to guys. If you want an intelligent script that sometimes in and out of like the whole genre world. And so this was his directorial debut, and nobody saw it. It's just one of those, got really good reviews, but I mean, if Miramax isn't going to put it in more than 200 screens and not promote it, what the fuck do you think is going to happen,
Yeah, it's such a shame, too, because I just feel like there's so many movies that are, similar to this in size and in quality. It's just like, why make this movie but then not back it? There's so many underappreciated, really good quality films out there, and this is really up there for me.
Yeah. Well, so the more I learned about the film business, because I have a few friends that they do like lower budget movies, mostly meant for foreign markets and video and streaming or whatever. Time changed the wording. There's cable too, but what it is a lot of times all they're trying to do is make a profit. They know if they get this actor, and this actor, they have this budget. They know that they're going to sell this much overseas, this much on video, this much streaming, or whatever, And so it costs $2 million. They made $5 million off it. They don't even have to promote it in theaters. You actually get more attention if you actually did release it in theaters. This is going really obscure, but there was a company in the 80s called Empire, mostly known for doing Ghoulies and Trancers and stuff like Reanimator. And their thing was the video company Vestron would guarantee them $1 million if they released a movie in theaters in 300 screens and this much promotion. That way they could say, hey, this was released in theaters. It heightens its sale factor to video stores. So they would but they would only spend $1 million. So it didn't matter if it was a hit in theaters. They already made a profit. So anything else is just, bonus. And so that's what it feels like The Lookout was to me. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you have Jeff Daniels, you have Carla Gugino, you have a well-known writer-director. And so, you got a $5 million movie. You've already made a profit because back then DVDs sold like fucking crazy. And then anything else is bonus. Foreign sales, we don't have streaming yet, but I mean, you're talking like, oh, well, we'll sell this to Cinemax, we'll sell this to USA, and then home video and stuff like that. Not just renting, but home video. It doesn't matter.
The industry is so interesting to me. God, there's so many layers.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it makes a profit in theaters, as long as they know it was in theaters. That's what they can promote to the video stores back in the day.
I see.
Yeah.
Just to say too, yes, you are right. The Lookout was the first movie he directed. I mean, he hasn't honestly directed that much stuff in his career, and the bulk of it is TV shows in which he developed.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think that he was really frustrated because he spent years on Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and when it came time, they said, well, you don't have enough skills with special effects. And then they just hired the guy that did one other movie, The Illusionist, and I think that really frustrated him because he spent so much of his time putting together an extremely profitable franchise now, and I think they just screwed him over. So he said, fuck this, I'm out.
I'm just going to say, too, just looking back at his, writing credits, too, is that he has written some of my either favorite movies or just really well-done movies, like Dead Again, which I've been super obsessed with for, my whole, as long as it's ever been out.
Well, I still don't think I've seen it. I still don't think I've seen it, and you owned it on VHS, I believe.
I mean, I think I have it on DVD now. It's just such a good cat and mouse, good, interesting, really twisty plot. Actually, probably one of the first movies directed by Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
That he started with Emma Thompson while they were still married. Anyway, that he did Malice, Get Shorty, Out of Sight, which I fucking love that movie too. Minority Report. Just a lot of really, and then Wolverine, which, Jesus Christ, Logan, which made me cry harder than any movie ever, maybe. And then lots of really good TV shows, Queen's Gambit, and some newer things that are getting a lot of buzz. Monsieur Spade and Department Q that just dropped last weekend. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
there's a lot of interesting stuff in there.
So, if you've never seen the movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a rising baseball star. He pulls kind of a stupid teenage stunt. Look, I've been involved in stuff just like this. It just didn't end this way. End up with a tragic accident. He ends up getting a brain injury, and basically, he has to take this just whatever job his handler, I guess if you want to call it that, can get for him, and it's a janitor at a bank. And people come into his life to manipulate him into being the lookout, just being the janitor, let them in and let them rob the bank. But it's so much more complicated than that.
I mean, they pretend to know him from his high school days, that they went to high school together, but he doesn't really remember a lot of stuff, and he's really just trying to go about each day by day, and move a little bit further ahead in life towards goals of getting a better job, being a better human being, and being a productive member of society. But it's also incredibly challenging for him because of his brain injury. He's forever altered.
Yeah.
Because of it.
It's kind of like CTE.
That part is really fascinating to me as well.
Yeah, he has to develop skills to help him remember to rebuild his brain in a way, but because of what he has, CTE, is he has some emotional control problems, stuff that comes out of his mouth he's not supposed to say, and just the way that people manipulate it, and the people who do care about him are just so patient, trying to be understanding, but he pushes it sometimes. And his relationship with Carla Gugino as his handler, that's really interesting. But I think my favorite is, of course, with him and Jeff Daniels, who is blind, and just this misfit family going up against the, like the bizarro version of the crime people that are their own little family. It's just, I love really small. The older I get, the more I appreciate low budget, really well thought out crime thrillers. And I think it's like Thief with James Caan. I don't know if you've ever seen that. That was Michael Mann's film debut. The Coen brothers, Blood Simple, stuff like that. Like, even Out of Sight, it seems elaborate on paper, but it just boils down to these loser criminals, and it's just this one simple heist. I love shit like that.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that Thief movie because really, I just love so much this subgenre of film. It's just, I love like the clever fucking, God, how do people come up with this shit? It's just so fascinating to me.
I will take this over the overdone heist movies since Ocean's 11, where it's like, wow, it's got to get more insane and more elaborate. Well, I guess more Entrapment, I think, was probably the first one to really get elaborate with its heist.
Yeah.
I prefer more like, and those are fun, light for everybody kind of movies. Yeah. I like the grittiness.
I like a little flash and stuff, but I also would I prefer a little more substance with my flash.
Yeah, with your characters being much more in the gray, and you don't know who's going to live or die by the end of this, and that's what makes it so tense.
I mean, do you love a morally gray character?
Sometimes. I mean, fucking Snake Plissken's one of my favorite characters of all time, and look at that dude.
It's much more interesting to watch because they're more complicated, they're more nuanced, and frankly, that's more realistic.
But there's a part of me that loves characters that are so wholesomely good, like Captain America. Fucking Chris Evans as Captain America is one of my favorite portrayals ever because it's the ideal. It's what you want people to be, but they're not. So that's why sometimes the gray, that's why it's more realistic. And I just think that he approached all of this very sensitively, and there's a sense of dread and danger the entire time. And when it finally goes to the its grand finale, your heart's pounding, you're sweating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's such an exciting film. You care about him. You care about his roommate. You care, you even care about Lovey. Is that her name, Lovey? And it's just so sad because she had to manipulate him, and she feels fucking terrible about it,
Yeah.
And but he wants so much to be accepted and have friends because in his golden days of high school he was incredibly popular, and I think maybe a little bit of a D-bag too. Like he's changed in a lot of ways, and some for good. But he wants a place to belong. Doesn't anybody want that?
Yeah.
And they fucking twist that, and it's really mad. Makes me mad. But
this is Matthew. Was it Matthew McFadden? Is that his name? What's the main?
No. There's two British dudes. It's Matthew Good is this one.
So Matthew Good. This is how he got The Watchmen. The director had seen this because he had just played Nice Guys before that. Like, didn't he play like in Chasing Liberty or something like that? Yeah.
He's British. He mostly did British stuff. He and also the straight man, the kind of a little bit boring good guy.
Yeah, and he saw that and said he can play Ozymandias, a guy who sells himself to the public as a good guy, but straight up is not. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. After this, I believe he gets 500 Days of Summer and then Inception. And then for a while there, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was looked at as the big, the next big thing. And just he took really prestigious projects that nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see Snowden. Nobody wanted to see that one where he walks across the line between buildings. And
he is honestly like one of my very favorite actors ever.
Yeah.
And because I think we're about the same age, I grew up watching him from the very beginning. He is like my ultimate actor crush.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to watch him walk on a wire. So.
Yeah. I will say Premium Rush is a lot of fun. That one where he's a bike courier with something
Absolutely.
in his. Yeah.
I do also love that he has this relationship that he has developed from making Brick, that he always shows up.
Oh, fucking Looper. I forgot.
He's in every one of his movies, even if it's a small part. Although I think it's time for him to come back as a star. But he even, he had a little bit in like Star Wars and Knives Out.
Okay,
which is also another good heisty movie.
There's an Amazon movie that he did called Flight 7500, where it is essentially just him the entire movie in the pilot's, what do you call it, cabin?
Yeah.
And it's being taken over by terrorists, and it's mostly just him in the cabin, and it is a absolutely heartbreaking, powerful. It's the performance of his career. And then sadly,
I haven't seen it. It's been on my list to watch for a really long time. Admittedly, I will say that some of his other flicks that I have really enjoyed too, Project Power, which is Netflix with
Jamie Foxx.
I also really, really, really like this Apple TV movie that came out like a couple years ago called Flora and Son. He is not the main star, but it's an incredibly lovely, like, small film. I mean, shit, I even liked the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. I thought
he was pretty good. I was actually shocked, especially after Three Blue.
And I think that leads us to, the next movie we're going to talk about, which is a pretty new release. I think it was exclusive to Stars for a while, or maybe still is.
It was in theaters for a little bit, but only made like $200,000. But yeah, it's a Lionsgate release. Another one of those where they knew, hey, this is $5 million. We can do this, this, and this. That's what they told Kevin Smith. He said, if you make anything under a certain amount of money, we know that we'll always make a profit. So he knows that at any time he wants to, he can go to Lionsgate, and based on, is it a Jay and Silent Bob project? Well, he gets $10 million. Is it something else? Then he gets $5 million, because they know his name alone will sell a certain amount.
Yeah. So are we ready now to move on to the other one, since I was leading us there?
Yes, we are. So I saw the trailer for Greedy People, I don't know, about a month before it came out. I think it came out last August. And I was like, oh, this is some like kind of Raising Arizona dark comedy kind of stuff. I didn't realize that it gets increasingly darker as it goes. It starts off light and doofusy like Fargo, and I actually really like when people are like, oh, this is like a Coen Brothers movie. Fucking good. No one ever does that with anybody. Like, oh, it's just like a Hitchcockian film. Yeah, there's a reason why. Because they set a new standard of how you make a movie, a way to tell a story, and it fucking works. Great. Eccentric, quirky people in weird little places, and it's a crime comedy. Great. I'll take all of those, honestly. I love that genre.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea what to expect. I think I had seen it, advertised. And I do, like the main people in it, but then you were like, oh shit, go watch that movie. And so I think I watched it like the day after or a couple days after you told me to watch it. And I was just like, oh, great. And then, oh wow, this is not, I had very little expectation about what was supposed to happen, but you're right. It starts one way, and it takes a deep dives into some very interesting places, and damn, what a unpredictable flick. Yeah,
it's these fucking like this new guy comes to town where it's just like, it almost feels like the town that Newhart would be set in, that kind of town where it's just like 3 cops and the local doofuses you have to deal with every day. Otis gets drunk every day, that kind of thing.
Part of the reason why he moved there is because he was working in a much bigger city, lots of crime, and his wife is pregnant, and they want to try to, move somewhere sleepy and safe and for their family.
And
dun, dun, dun.
And just this whole convoluted set of stuff. They get this call. His Joseph Gordon-Levitt is humping somebody who he's cheating. She's cheating on her husband with.
He's a dog, and he's kind of a dick too.
Yeah. And so the new guy just says, I can't get you to respond. I have to go to this call. He misunderstands what the code is, and thinks that it was armed robbery, but it's not. It was something else. And he goes to the house and accidentally doesn't she accidentally kill herself? I can't remember. He doesn't shoot her, right?
Because he goes to her house because of nobody lets him in. So he goes in thinking that there's a crime happening inside the house, and she then flips the fuck out because some random dude's in her house, and she obviously overreacts and starts attacking him.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Tracy Lords.
In his attempt to just protect himself, it was an accident, that he pushes her off of him or something, and she falls and hits something with her head.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was entirely an accident, but then... Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, they find a whole crap ton of money, and it just keeps escalating from there. And the mob's looking for their money. You have the guy who was actually setting up to have his wife killed, and there's the pool boy witness of fucking Simon Rex has surprised the shit out of me.
I'm so happy to see him in a movie. I mean, I know he's been trying to make it back in there, and he's had some things that people, some decent stuff, but he was good. I was really happy to see him in this.
I love watching all the cast, and Jim Gaffigan as the nicest assassin I've ever seen in my fucking life. The nicest assassin. Yeah, but
I'm
also
sure he's trying to find off type roles for himself too, right?
Yeah. It's and Tim Blake Nelson's fantastic in this. A little cameos, like I can't believe Tracy Lords. I haven't seen her forever. She's the wife who gets murdered.
Yeah.
And Joey Lauren Adams has a brief moment in this. I wonder if they just asked some friends to show up, or maybe they live there. I don't know, because this seems so unusual to have them just show up for a day shooting.
Yeah, it is a very interesting mix of folks.
Yeah, I don't
not
want
huge names, but like quality,
Yeah.
And Tim Blake Nelson is always reliable.
Yes.
Fucking on. He's always perfect.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much of it, but I think it's a true masterpiece, and just the increasing escalation that takes it from goofy comedy, dark comedy, crime comedy, sinister fucking high stakes. Holy shit, who's gonna survive this? It's amazing, and it doesn't feel like when you ever see a review, it's like, oh, it's tonal shifts, and it doesn't know what kind of movie it is. No, it knows exactly what kind of movie it is. And it's just a slow burn to get there.
Yeah, the slow burning escalation of, it does not feel unhinged. It doesn't feel like, halfway in it became a totally different movie. No, it was building at the exact right pace.
Yeah.
To continue this shift from you think shucks, wholesome Andy Griffith shit to what the fuck did I just watch? In the best way.
Yeah.
In the best way, I think.
Yeah, I think it's an absolutely fantastic movie. And Uzo Aduba,
goddamn, I love her.
I don't know who she is, but she was great in this.
Oh, well, she's primarily known for, she really broke out when she was in Orange is the New Black.
Oh, okay, I've never seen that.
That's the main thing that people know her from, but she's really coming into her own now that she's, she's been able to step away enough from that to do different roles.
Mm-hmm.
She actually coincidentally just did this incredible, 8-episode series on Netflix called The Residence. That was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, she is brilliant in it.
I will say the only thing that was predictable was that she leads it with a little bit of her personal story, and he's like, well, okay, I think I see where this is going to end up going, and it just doesn't.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
How it got from A to Z. None of that was predictable.
No. But yeah, two absolutely fantastic movies that were completely ditched in theaters, and you can find. Lookout isn't as easy. I think it's on Paramount Plus right now, and then Greedy People is on Stars. But if you have, I'm not paid by them by any means, but I get a lot of movies through FanFlix. And sometimes they have these bundles, like, oh, 3 movies for $10, and there's fucking Greedy People. It's not even a year old. I got it for $3, or $3.33 or whatever, and then 2 other movies as a bonus. Yay!
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one that I'm gonna go back to.
You're right. The Lookout is on Paramount Plus right now, which is one channel I do not have.
Well, there's so many of them because
I'm sure that there's so many. There's you could also probably buy it for an incredibly reasonable price on Prime or something.
Yeah,
because it's quite a bit older.
Miramax sold their catalog to Paramount, and Paramount's always having FanFlix deals as well. Sometimes not as good. Sometimes it's like 3 for $12, but that's not bad. I mean, this is a really great movie. You can get a couple other crime fillers with it. So I highly not suggest. What do I want to say here? If you love collecting digital movies, I just can't handle all the physical stuff. That's a really good place. It's like a digital locker, and I get to share it with you and not the listener, my sister, and then my friends or whatever. So it's kind of nice.
Oh yeah, I really love it because I have a lot of DVDs. I still have a lot of physical media, but at the same time, I am also exceptionally lazy. So lazy that I will check to see if it's in your digital library before I would get up to the cabinet, take out the DVD, and then put it in my DVD player.
I will say though,
I appreciate having the option.
A lot of my digital copies are 4K, or HD, whereas DVD it doesn't look very good anymore on a good TV. So
yeah. Fair enough.
Where are we going with this?
Anyway,
okay, yes, I highly suggest both movies.
Go find these movies. They're totally worth it. They're probably not very expensive.
Yeah, and the nice part is you got a couple other suggestions along the way. Seriously, Flight 7500 is absolutely fantastic.
You know what my absolute favorite movie is with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
JGL. What's that?
It has become The Night Before. It is my favorite Christmas movie. I am deeply obsessed, and I will not miss it ever.
Really?
I watch it every year.
I don't know what I watch every Christmas besides the obvious. Better Off Dead, but that doesn't really count. People say, oh, if it has Christmas in it, it's a Christmas movie. No. If you take the Christmas out of it, and it's still the same fucking movie, Better Off Dead is one of those where it's almost the same if you just take out that 5-minute part. I mean, come on.
Yes, I agree. And we should wrap this up.
Yes, we should. All right. But, Christmas, we're doing heist movies. We got to do the Bad Santa double feature.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. That is it.
Okay.
Send us out. Go to the library, kids. That's another place to get movies. Your library has a shit ton of movies.
I'm a terrible librarian. Yeah. Hey, y'all, go look at the library, too, because you never know what you're going to find. But in my library, DVDs are the largest collection that we have other than books.
Wow, that's more than I would when I was there. Wow.
Yeah, well, thanks. It's you listen to what the people want.
Yeah.
We're a public library, thus you give the people what they want. So, try the library, y'all. Save money.
Why are you a y'all person? Why are you a y'all person all of a sudden? You don't do y'all.
I do now.
Okay.
I'll explain later.
All right, bye.